think you'll understand when I say that something. I wanna hold your hand.
Hi, I'm Dan Emerson. I'm here at Harmonix to talk with Ryan Lesser, the art director on the Beatles RockBand, about creating the definitive digital version of the act you've known for all these years.
So how could I dance with another? Oh, and I saw her stand there.
For Beatles RockBand, we've done tons of research into all elements of the game, but specifically in venues, we had a mountain of photographs collected both in-house and sent to us from the Apple archives. You know, there were some photographs that kind of took some of us by surprise. You know, for me personally, the first time that I saw the TV studio, the Sullivan studio, we had photographs of it in color. And I had never seen them in color before, and I think most people haven't. And seeing this space in color and looking at all the amazing colors that were in that setup, like all the different yellows and blues and the blacks of the hardware, it was really beautiful in a way that I think will take people by surprise, just like it did me. And I think our artists have done a pretty amazing job recreating that.
When the Beatles stopped touring, you were faced with the challenge of where do you put them? There are no venues, and you came up with Dreamscapes.
Right.
So how did the Dreamscapes come about?
Since the Beatles stopped touring in part of their career and stayed in the studio, it gave us an opportunity to present people with something new. So we visited Abbey Road and took that as sort of a launching point for our Dreamscapes. We've got two general types of Dreamscapes. These are sort of 3D physical spaces that the band is in during the game that they can actually physically interact with. And then we have ones that in-house we call green screen Dreamscapes. And those aren't actually green screened, it's just that they have the impact that green screen typically does. So they're a lot more abstract, a lot more visual, a lot more graphic. I would say my favorite thing in this new game is the way that some of the Dreamscapes allow the bands to do things other than just stand on stage and play.
You guys spend a lot of time on the faces, a lot of times on the animations. How imposing is it to try to recreate the faces?
I think for a lot of people on the team, making the actual Beatles likenesses was probably the most stressful part of the project. It's very difficult to make something that's so known to people, right? Everyone knows what these guys look like, and we have to show them to them and their families. So it was pretty imposing.
The more you see of the Beatles RockBand, I think the more you're going to be really impressed with what they've done visually. If you want to see more, obviously pick up official Xboxlive review. Check out OXM.